Yo, this is the devlog for Juice Galaxy 0.2.1. This update is mostly about, well, it's about monster AI and NPC AI, mainly the NPC part. As you can see, I made it so that NPCs can talk on their own without the player jumping in and without you having to press E to talk to them and then get stuck in this annoying dialogue. It's not that bad. They can just say stuff. They react to events, and those events can be like anything, which is really flexible for me. There's an on-approach event where they greet you when you look at them for a little while. There is a on-hurt event where they react to getting hurt any amount. There's the on-death event. So with this event system, I can pretty much write any event, and it's a nice modular way for me to add as much new dialogue as I want without it being too annoying to the player, and that gives me the ability to like flesh out the story a bit and, oh, that's perfect, have the NPCs direct the player, such as what Ingot just said is actually a quest prompt. This is a quest I'm working on, but when it's available, oh, he's dead and he's still asking. When it's available, he'll say that, and you can talk to him, and then ask for the quest, get the quest before he dies, and then I also wrote some logic for him to like sit on top of the car, but I don't know if that's actually going to be in this update quite yet, because I'm not really sure about the story reason for him to do it. Usually he's bigger, obviously. Yeah, so to do that, I wrote a big NPC system that keeps track of all of the NPCs. That's Signy, Ingot, the old man, Mr. Fox, the super ripped guy. I have not made it so that the Wasp Queen's head is an NPC yet. She actually has her own speech thing that shows up here. I'm afraid to touch it. It's old code. I might get around to it before this update's over, but it's actually kind of cool having her have her own little space to speak. So, I don't know, I just might not fix it quite yet. Besides that, I've been working on the physics a little bit. Oh, that's not good. Those shadows there are from the super ripped guy and his boombox and pizza. I need to make it so that that sculpture casts shadows again, so that the fog giant casts shadows. I did not notice that it didn't. But besides that, besides the NPC update, the monster AI has been improved quite a bit. I wrote some, well, for one thing, I passed them the terrain data, so they actually know the shape of the hill that they're walking on, and they can, instead of walking straight uphill, they try to walk up it at an angle, which makes it easier for them to actually accomplish the goal of reaching the top. And it also just makes them look a little bit less dumb, because they're not attempting impossible tasks. Their direction is also based on their momentum, so if they're already going fast in a direction, they'll continue that way. And the resulting motion is, I think, a lot more realistic. It makes the monsters look more like they have goals, and that they're not dumb. When monsters are underground, such as in the evil cave, instead of passing them the terrain data, I have them just raycast the ground and whatever the normal of that collision is. Like, for a hill like this, the normal would point orthogonally to the surface. The monsters use that information instead to figure out what direction to walk in. Besides besides monster AI, I adjusted the lighting again. I re-added a global reflection probe, which makes it so that in the shadows, things still have kind of unique textured lighting, and it makes the game look a lot more realistic. I have an example right here. Yeah, the mirror sword. Because there's a global reflection probe, get into the shade. See, even in the shade, you can see like this shimmering reflection. That's the result of that. So I re-added that, which I think made the game way prettier. And that required me to go around all of the areas in the world and readjust their lighting to match what it used to be. And while I was doing that, I also fixed a couple areas, like the wasp nest's lighting was really, really bad. It was too red, so I fixed it. Besides those things, since I'm already passing the hill slope data to the monsters, it was easy for me to reuse it to tell the trees to grow at an angle out of the hill. So trees are all crooked now, and I think it just looks better and sort of fits the vibe of Juice Galaxy more. And the final, most notable change is that I've buffed Ingot in the tutorial. Well, I buffed him everywhere from 1000 HP to 2000 HP. And I have, in the tutorial, increased the HP threshold for him to enter phase 2 of his boss fight. It was 200 HP, and now it's 1000 HP, or 50%. And I did that because you guys were hitting him so hard that he didn't even get to enter phase 2. He was just dying. So now he's a little bit tougher, and in the future I may make him tougher, or even make it so that he can level up, because I've been thinking it would be cool to like make him a sort of a party member, like that you can bring to boss fights and stuff, which is why I have programmed the logic for him to ride on top of the car, and that's part of why I did this whole NPC event-driven chatter system, because it enables them to be like, yo, come this direction, or like, hey, help me out with this monster, he's really beating me up. And it also just feels more social. It's kind of more like a multiplayer game if you have a little buddy running around with you. And if he's mean, you can kill him and eat him too, so there's that. Anyways, that's it for this devlog. I hope everybody has a good end of the year, and I'll see you soon.